Alright. Just like that. Alright. Put this in real quick. Okay. Hello, we are just waiting for more people. I'll give it another few more minutes and then I'll start chatting. I'm gonna write something down real quick. I'm at a coffee shop with a bunch of people around, so. So, the death of Shoestring, do you think that was a murder? Jesus. I'm not entirely. Stop. Chill out. Chill out. I'm not entirely sure. What did I just say? Enough. Go lay down. Darn mutts. With Shoestring's death, I am not. Enough. Go lay down. Go. Jesus.
I like your dog.
Chill out. I'm on video. Chill out, okay?
You traveling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here, good luck on your adventures. I don't want the doggies. I want to see it.
1 second.
Good luck on your travels. You're welcome. Have a good day.
Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, sorry about that. Luna, please stop. Come on. Come on, lay down. Hurry up. Okay, let's try to get this over with. With Shoestring's death, I don't entirely know. I know his sister did an update a couple weeks ago. If I remember correctly, they said that the autopsy, I think, didn't reveal anything. I don't think they actually know. I mean, we all have our theories. Some of us who actually did know him, I'm not going to say who, but there is speculation that it was either suicide, which I don't see why. Sad. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Anyways, they think it's either suicide or that he overdosed, because it was pretty well known with some of us that he was. Oh no, this is for stop. This is for traditional purposes. I'm not. No, nothing gang related. I promise you. I've been wearing the same one for years. Anyways, some think it's drug overdose. Some think it was suicide. Others think that he was probably murdered. We don't know. You know, I find it kind of weird that a area like the docks and where he lives specifically doesn't have cameras, apparently, because if that was the case, I would like to see some footage on what actually happened in that area. So I find it weird that there's no footage whatsoever. But anyways, so bro, I would say your name. I can't. I'm literally in public. I don't want to say your name, but what's up, man? So anyways, I don't want to say where we are at right now, but we have been offered a new position to work on a homestead and live on it for free. Yeah, that is kind of weird that there's little to no info, and you would think, especially with the amount of media attention that he got, and with as famous as he was on YouTube, you would think that more people would be pressing into trying to figure out what happened. I find it. Hey, Lewis, how are you? Or Luis, Lewis. Can't really pronounce. I can't read that. I'm sorry. I'll say Riley. Hello, Riley. Yeah, you would think there would be more people trying to figure out what was going on, but I mean, there's been little to no information, and it's been very strange in my opinion. Reading the comments, I wanted to bring this up. So a lot of y'all know me from when I did the interview with Waypoint Survival. I've been reading the comments on there, and apparently, for some reason, some people think that. Uh, for some reason they think it's a fake interview, as in we were in two separate places. The reality was, when we first thought of doing the interview, I was actually supposed to be there a couple weeks after when I was there. I actually got a couple weeks in early because I left the excuse me, hold on. Anyways, we had left the that hair didn't work. It's awesome. I know. I want to get it. I want to get it slicked back. I really do. I want to get it slicked back, but I can't get the curls out of it. I, I agree to an extent, but with the homestead thing, I mean, the fact that the guy gave me his name, number, address, he keeps me updated on everything going on. To the point where yesterday him and his wife were literally looking for a small portable building for me and the pups to live in. I don't really view it as a cult. And plus, this was a public invitation from him on Facebook. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'll be careful. I gave the yeah, but once you get there, you can't leave. Oh, come on. Just wait a few months, okay? Just wait a few months. I told him I was going to be there in like late October, early November, because we are kind of far away from where he is. Excuse me. So, anyways, where was I going with this? Yeah, so don't try to fight the cold. You people are crazy. I love this. So, anyways, yeah, the interview was actually real. I was just there very early, and the night we were doing the interview, it actually started raining. So the reason why the video looks like it was a podcast form, so to speak, was because we were having to rotate the only camera we can actually use since it was raining, from my spot to his spot to my spot to his spot and back and forth. So, and we only had so many umbrellas. That's the reason why the interview looks the way it does, was because if we spread it out too far with the amount of space and stuff we had and the rain coming down, I think he was worried about getting his cameras and his lights wet. So that was the reason why it looked the way it did. It wasn't faked. It wasn't, there was no, we're literally right there. You can actually see in the beginning of the video, we're literally sitting about 15, 20 feet away from each other. So I don't understand why people think that the video was fake. It's really weird. Anyways, I do want to apologize because I know a lot of people on here were expecting to see me and Britt. Matter of fact, today is the 8th, the official starting day of the convention over in Britt, Iowa. I am no longer affiliated with the convention or the town of Britt. I don't want to go through most of the reasons. It's really personal, but to put it simple, a lot of people have been wanting me to go back to Britt for years, and I really didn't want to, due to the fact that over time I kind of realized that Britt was really using us as a tourist attraction even though we've been there since 1900 and we've been doing the convention itself since, sounds like you met some nice people who want you to be part of their lives. Yeah, so real quick, just to get that out of the way, he told me, and they're elderly people. They have no kids, and I think they, in my opinion at least, from what I can tell, they just want to go and. I mean, they shared all their plans with me, but basically, I think they want to have somebody to share the property with and try to get this going. And considering I'm already set up in a mobile aspect, oh yeah, I don't know if y'all been following my Facebook group page, but I mean, we got chickens now. We have a wagon system to help pull everything, and we're not talking about the Ozark Trail wagons, the crappy ones. Excuse my language. Uh, yeah, I was told that they were going to mention him. I mean, every time when a hobo dies, yes. So Shoestring is buried at Britt. I actually have pictures of his grave memorial, and it's like literally the fanciest one there. Every year, there's a lady or several people that mention the names of passing hobos. He will start his. They will start saying his name this year. Um, to my original point, I'm not affiliated with them anymore because I felt like the town basically uses us because they know they can bring a lot of money in. I mean, you got to think about it. In 1979 or 1980, which I believe between 79 and 81, I believe that was the last year Steam Train Mori was king for this fifth time. They had 25,000 people in Brit alone. And Brit is like literally maybe 1,000 or more. Um, so they know they can bring money in, and they do. I mean, they rake in cash all the time. That's why when you go to downtown Britt, you will see everything from a carnival there to it looks like a county fair. And to me, don't get me wrong, I'm okay with hobos being honored, but when you do it in a way where the town brings in so much money, that's where I have a problem with it. So I ended up, God, I think I was there for 8 or 9 days. And usually I'm only in a town for like 3 or 4 days unless I'm working. And after a while, I got tired of being there. It was starting to bore me. I didn't want to get into the politics of it, and which was another thing. They wanted me to run for king, which that sounds great and all. The thing is, when I was planning on running for king, I was wanting to run initially because I felt like, as you've seen through my YouTube videos, and if for the people who've met me in person, I felt like I would be a great example of what real hoboing should be. But the problem I realized was I really didn't need the king position. I felt like my actions through what I do in person and through my videos and such should already show what real hoboing is, not just somebody with a king title. So I just didn't feel like it was really necessary for me to be there. I felt like run for king sounds like a road of I'm unaware of. Yeah, you're not really missing anything. Trust me. Um, Salvation, what's up? So, anyways, I just felt like it really wasn't worth dealing with. Again, there's so much politics involved. I really didn't want to be involved with. When I did leave, it was so dramatic. Not on my part. I packed up. I told everybody I was heading out. I just didn't want to be there anymore. Not in a negative way. I just felt like I've been there long enough. It's time for me and the pups to go. So I get on Facebook, and by then word had already spread around that I had left Brit. And not putting names out, but I mean, there were several grown men, which I thought was embarrassing, literally crying like a child that I wasn't staying in Brit and that I wasn't running for king. Let me explain something. I don't need to be in Brit. I don't need to be king. I don't need to be any of that to show y'all what actual hoboing is, okay? someone who travels the country looking for work, someone who lives on the road. I've been on the road for 10 years for the most part. 10 years I've been doing this. Actually, a lot longer if you count the fact that I started being on freight trains when I was 14 and I'm 27 now. So 14 years I've been technically doing this. I don't need that position. I don't need to be in Brit. To me, it basically turns it down to be a popularity contest. That's really all it is. I honestly feel like, how to put it, I feel like once Steam Train was done being king, that's when the whole thing started being a joke. And I don't really want to be a part of something like that. So I ended up going to a nearby town. I got a wagon. Actually, I got 2 wagons. There's a really funny story with that. I'm going to say funny, but there is a story to that. Ended up getting a wagon. It's a really nice gorilla wagon, I think it's called, and it literally holds up to 1,200 pounds, which is a lot better than what the standard Walmart wagons from Ozark Trail holds. Because Ozark Trail, they claim they can hold up. Yeah, I know. It really it's so ridiculous. That's the reason why I've stayed away for so many years, and I only went because people kept bugging me and bugging me and bugging me about going. And I'm like, okay, fine. If I go and tell people I'm going, maybe people will shut up. No. And I honestly thought being king would actually be nice, but then, I'm talking to my former riding partner, Cooter, and he's like, why would you want to be king for a year when you could be a hobo for the rest of your life? And that makes sense. I honestly feel like I do a good job doing what I'm doing without king, representing. So anyways, we ended up getting that wagon. I ended up getting some chickens, which are actually right over here with me. They're trying to sleep. And the idea was I was going to turn it into a mobile homestead, because I do have a friend of mine. For those who aren't aware, Aaron Fletcher, who, hey Rob, what's up, man? Dude, I actually lost your number, but if you give me your email address, I would love to chat with you again if you're not busy. It's been way too long, honestly. So, anyways, Aaron Fletcher, for those who don't know, we all call him like the nomadic sheep herder out in the Oregon, Washington area. And he has, God, I think now he has like 4, 5, hell, maybe even 6 sheep. And I think he still has a donkey. And that's what I was going for, because he has his own wagon system that he actually built. And I figured, okay, if I can get a good wagon, doesn't have to be one that I built, but something good, something that isn't Ozark Trail, and then get a couple chickens, which I do have a coop for now, and then down the road get a couple sheep, 2 sheep, and a donkey. I honestly feel like we would be better off. Think about it. With sheep alone, I can get their milk, which not only can I drink, I can also get cheese, butter, what else? Creams, stuff like that for food. I can also get their wool, which I am going to be trying to learn how to make clothing and blankets out of wool. That would definitely help a lot. With the donkey would mainly just be for pulling purposes and to basically help in a security way, but also really just for a. You leaving, Aaron?
Yeah, gotta go.
All right, have fun, buddy.
Gotta go take care of the kids,
Don't tell him bye. Give me
Bye.
1 second.
So, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
What was your name?
Lars.
Lars.
Yep, thank you. This is Dumb and Dumber.
My dumber. Keep at it. Keep Lars company. He needs it, I'm sure. The chickens don't talk much. I don't know if that's true. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, we are non-Lufkin. I personally don't feel comfortable saying where we are right now. I'm just gonna say I pissed several people off that don't want knowing where we are. Not for a while, at least. Anyways, yeah, with the donkey and just the, I guess the word would be companionship. just for that, having a donkey would be really nice. But in general, doing chores, especially if I'm working on the homestead or if I was working for another farm or whatever, having a donkey would actually be very nice for helping with chores, being able to pull stuff, being able to haul stuff. So that was the original plan. And then I got invited to a couple Facebook groups earlier, what was it, last week? And these groups, you can either put a post out saying that you are looking for work on like a farm or a homestead or whatever, or vice versa. You can say you're looking for people for what I just said. And I put a post out that I was looking for some work, wasn't planning on settling down, but the man whose name I will not release. Oh, hey, Oscar, what's up, man? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. He ended up offering, he said, we're trying to get some stuff started. And, they're in their 60s and 70s, so they really need the help. They said, look, if you want to settle down, we will let you stay here for free. We just want you to help us build and get stuff going. We can build a cabin, a small cabin, which is actually what I'm drawing right here. I'm trying to get a design out right now. They said if you want to go and work places in the nearby towns, you're welcome to do that, which I do plan on. If I can, I'm planning on working Walmart again because Walmart actually pays. Yeah, basically, Walmart actually pays really good if you're a night shift overnight stalker. My bad. Because when I worked Walmart over in Colorado, I got paid $22.50 an hour. And I'll be honest, that's the highest I've ever been paid, and I actually miss that job. I really do. So there's a Walmart close by too, and I think I might actually go ahead and try to get with them. If not, I'll look for something else. But my idea is basically the cabin in general is going to be a very small minimalist. I'm just going to show real quick. I don't know if y'all can actually see this. So basically, they pay $14 for overnight at Walmarts in most Midwest states, unfortunately. Yeah, mine was $22.50 an hour, but then they said, once it starts getting to like the cold season, it's going to be $20.50 an hour. But I mean, that's still pretty high, especially for someone like myself. My idea for cabin-wise is this. So this is where the front entrance is going to be. I'm not done drawing everything yet, but basically, right here where my pen is, that's going to be we're going to have a compost toilet right here, but then I'm also going to go ahead and get the Walmart sells those, what do they call it, the solar showers that hold like 5 gallons or more. And so my idea was to hang that from the ceiling and then have a compost toilet right in the middle. And then when I'm not using that, I could just move the toilet and then just take a shower. Now, right here is going to be the bed. The idea with the bed is it's really just going to be an old army cot or whatever we can find. The idea with a minimalist space like this is basically to utilize as much storage as possible. So with the bed, I'm going to try to have at least 3 or 4 storage bins underneath it. And then above it, I'm going to have more storage on a overhang. Over here in this corner, we're going to have a little closet, so I'm not going to have a lot of clothes. I don't really have a lot of stuff to begin with, so this really fits me perfectly. But, a couple shirts, socks, underwear, whatever, military, winter jackets, stuff like that, it's all going to fit in this one closet. That's it. Now, on the other side, my plan was right over here where he has a wood burning stove he said we can use. So I'm going to have that right here in the corner, and I'm going to use that for both heat and for cooking. Right here, I'm going to have a small kitchen set, just something basic for me, maybe something I can use for baking when I'm making hardtack or any other breads, something I can use for cooking, which will basically go back to this right here with the stove. Fine piece and... Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. And then down here, I'm going to have a table for me to work at, mainly for if I'm doing YouTube videos like now. But also, I haven't really brought this up. The last couple years, I've actually got into You should go to Home Depot and measure out their wood shed and just steal the blueprint. I actually do need to do that because I need to figure out the dimensions and everything on here. Over here, I'm going to have a table. It's going to be mainly for work, for, like I say, for YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I do have radio communication equipment that's going to be set there. The other thing, though, is everybody's always talking about you need to get a tray, blah, 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 blah. The last couple of years, I've actually learned how to do candle making, mainly with ferrocene wax, beeswax, and crown wax, as well as any recycled wax that I get from like thrift stores. And that's going to be my work table for that. And that's basically going to be it. And then my idea was for the roof. Let me draw it out here real quick. I should have done this earlier. So this is going to be the roof right here, if I can get it. The center beam is going to be right here. And then you got both sides right here coming down. And the reason I want to do it like that, you can order really awesome candle molds, but they're pricey. Also, hot temps, the candle. Yeah, actually, believe it or not, I'll get into that in a minute. Let me get this done first. Both sides right here, plus in the middle, are going to have several solar panels that I'm going to have installed. And really, the only reason I'm even going to have the solar panels is because I'm going to have several LED lights that are going to be hanging from the roof or from the ceiling or whatever. And then the rest of the solar energy will mainly just go for charging up devices. So in other words, like my battery banks, I got a couple battery banks I carry with me, and then my cell phone over here, plus my tablet, and I also have like LED flashlights that are solar charged. Will you have a roommate? No, just the dogs. The dogs are going to be the only ones staying with me. I don't do well with roommates and stuff like that. So, anyways, that would be the main thing, and then the other thing, water-wise, I was gonna go ahead because we have a couple streams nearby, and it snows in this area, especially during the fall and winter season. So my idea was to get several water barrels, that would be behind the building. So basically, it would be right here behind the building, and then have a water line that comes straight over here, and then if I can, I'm going to try to make it gravity fed. And I got several water filters, and I'm going to get more anyways, that would filter that water if needed. So, and then, he knows I have the chickens. I think he's basically fine with any animal as long as I'm taking care of them. I'm still going to get some sheep and a donkey or two. He's completely open to me having bees. I miss having bees. I love bees. I really wish I had bees again. And this gives me the perfect opportunity to be able to have bees and be a beekeeper again. So, anyways, that's what I'm dealing with right now. And, yeah, I got chickens. They're actually over here. I got the kennel with me. They're trying to sleep, so I'm not gonna pull them over here. But if you follow me on Facebook, I actually have a Facebook group for anybody who doesn't know. I got a Facebook group. It's called Roadrunner, the Texas Hobo. All you gotta do is try to join it, and then just answer a couple questions, and then either I or a couple other admins will see it and will let you in. And if you're in that group, you basically get to see everything I do outside of videos. So, you get to see the towns I'm in, you get to see the works we're doing, the setups and stuff like that. That's basically what the group is for. So anyways, with the candles, okay, so with the candle making, 3 dogs and I only got 2 dogs. I only have 2 dogs. Why do I need mental help? You're the one watching the video, dude. What are you talking about? Anyways, so with the candle making, so a couple years ago, I got into wanting to do candle making. And the main reason why was when I had my original homestead, we got hit by that Texas snowstorm. We got hit by both of them. And even though I had solar panels, I didn't really want to use the energy. I wanted to save that just in case. So I ended up looking into how to do candles and stuff. And when I first originally started doing that, I would go to thrift stores, for example, and find like old used candles that couldn't really be used anymore, and I would scoop the wax out and then melt it into a pop can, for example, you know, a little soda can or whatever, which was how I would do molds. And so that's still how I do it, but I've also gone into using crown wax, which crown wax I mainly use for decorative purposes. And really, if anything, if I need to, I can use it for light. But depending on the company or the brand of crowns that I'm using, it sometimes doesn't work the way it should. Now, with the other waxes, the ones I'm working with right now as a big seller, I've literally made this into a trade. I've been looking into the selling markets of it. Crown wax, you know, Corella crowns. That's what I'm talking about. Um, Beeswax is my biggest seller right now. Like right now, I got a pound of beeswax that I'm going to be melting probably here in a couple days to make a pillar candle. I bought that for $16.99. I can easily sell that for about $25 and make $9 off of it. So, you know, yeah, that. So, anyways, that's basically where I've been getting quite a few of my money is basically selling candles. The one method I'm actually going to try to learn is the drip method. And for those who don't know what that is, use my headphones here real quick. Let's pretend that my headphones right here is a single wick, okay? Crown. Yeah, I know. I can't. It sounds the same to me. I'm sorry. If this is the wick, and then this is the middle of the wick, both sides of the wick are going to be new candles. And we're talking about stick candles, okay? And then you basically drip it into the wax, regardless of which one it is. Take it out, let it harden, drip it again, let it out, and you just repeat the process until you get what you want. So I haven't actually tried that yet, but I do plan on doing that here eventually. I think that would be a pretty good seller outside of the pillar candles. So, anyways, that's basically what we've been doing. I've been meaning to get some more videos up, but I've been so busy trying to do some other stuff, especially with the wagon system that we got now. So, even better with the wagon is the fact that the main wagon itself is actually with tires. It's not the little hard plastic that Ozark Trail has. And I invested in quite a few tire repair patches and other stuff to make sure it keeps going. So, let's see here. Yeah, do some live chat. There we go. Oh, what else do we got going on? Yeah, we got chickens. They're basically baby chicks. They're only a couple months old, but so far they've been doing pretty good. I'll probably have them in a future video or whatever. I do plan on hopefully getting a couple more. I wanted to get 5. Hey, James, how are you, man? About time you dropped in. I was wondering what you were doing. Anyways, I want to go ahead and try to get a couple more chickens because I was trying to get 5. I actually got these on sale for $2 a piece out of Bongars, which I think I pronounced that right. But I didn't get any more, and I want to get a couple more just in case because I feel like having at least 4 to 7 chickens, maybe 6 would be a good idea. Outside of that, I can't think of anything else. Getting ready to do some filming. Text me. I would love to hear what you're doing. You don't have to say it out here. You know, you don't want to. You need to keep the crowd anticipated on what the next video is going to be. So don't tell me over YouTube Live, but you can text me. I promise I won't tell nobody. The other reason, now I'm thinking about this. Another thing is, let's make sure this doesn't fall, okay? Then another reason I want to get back into beekeeping is because of this right here. So I always go to Walmart and try to get a container or whatever of honey. Now, the problem I have with this and I've heard different answers for this. The best by date on this is the 1st of January, I'm sorry, January 29th, 2026. This also says, though, that the ingredient is organic honey. Now, for those of us who know where I'm going with this, honey does not expire unless either A, you leave it out in a moist environment, which in turn will start having mold grow on the honey, or if you add stuff to it. Now, the reason I bring this up is because of the fact that I don't trust this. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is good honey. I actually like it. I don't trust the best by date. There should not be a best by date on this thing. Now, I know the FDA probably made them put this on here, but I don't know. I don't feel like I can trust a container of honey that has a best by date if the only ingredients in it is raw organic honey. So I want to get back into beekeeping because I feel like with me, and it's the same like if with the chickens, for example, with the eggs or whatever. If I know where the food I'm eating basically is coming from, I feel better. But if I don't know where it's coming from, or if I do know where it's coming from, and it's not an area that I am agreed with, then I feel like the best thing to do, which is one of the reasons why I was getting back into homesteading, is to make sure that the food I'm eating is food that I trust. Same thing goes with water, same thing goes with dog food, stuff like that. So that's the reason why we started basically wanting the homestead again. And that was even the better reason why I'm heading to this guy's property to go and homestead with him and his wife. Because honestly, I mean, let's look at it this way. I've been on the, like I said, I've been on the road for 10 years. I've tried settling down multiple times. It never works out. I feel like this is a good thing. I honestly feel like this is a good thing. I feel like this is something we need to do. I've seen just about every state. I've seen just about everything I want to see. Why? I honestly feel like I'm just I'm repeating things over and over again, not on here, but in general with hoboing. So I honestly feel like this is a good thing. I honestly feel like this is something I need to do because I don't know, man. I'll be honest. Being on the road is fun and nice and all, but it's getting dangerous. It's at the point where it's like I don't know if the next police interaction I have is gonna basically be my last. Are they gonna go crazy and think I'm some drug addicted psycho who needs to be put down or something? I mean, the incident alone in Mount Vernon, Missouri still haunts me. It really does. I honestly thought that was the end of me. I'll be honest, because that guy was literally insane. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why why I want to get off the road. I mean, I'm still gonna take my time with it. I gotta make some cash along the way. Do some work, whatever, and try to pick up some needed supplies to go ahead and make sure our stay there is basically comfortable. But aside from that, yeah, I think now this year alone is probably, I'm hoping at least this is probably going to be our final year hoboing. And I mean, if it doesn't work out, I'll go back on the road. I'll look for another farm or another homestead. I literally have gotten several offers other than him to be on other people's farms and homesteads for free. So I feel like this is something I need to do. I feel like this is something that will benefit me and the pups. So benefit the other animals. You know, I feel like this is it. I would love to eventually, settle down and, get married, have kids, and just, you know, look and see where life will, where God will take us. See you, Rob. It's nice being able to talk to you again, man. But yeah, I gotta wait and see what the Lord wants. I feel like this is what He wants for my life, and I feel that it would be the stupidest thing to ignore it and not try to take this offer. So, anyways, that's what's been going on. That's the reason why we are getting off the road. You know. So, since we are here, does anybody got any questions? I mean, I got another 20 minutes before I get off because I got to let my other stuff charge up. Actually, if y'all give me 1 minute, I got to go do something real quick. Watch out, guys. Watch out. Watch out. Okay. Watch out, Dick. Watch out. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Nope. Okay. Anyways, and the other benefit of going where we're going is the fact that this state alone actually has all my mother's side of the family living in this state. People I haven't seen in 8 years. So I think I'm actually very excited about that. Pick a card. So, anyways, yeah. If anybody's got any questions, like I said, I got like 20 minutes before I got to get off here and let my tablet charge up. But whatever you want to ask, as long as it isn't something vulgar and inappropriate, I'll be willing to answer it. I don't have a guitar like any other man does, so I can't play music for you guys. As much as I would love to. Let's see here. How's that charging up? Okay. Is that 85? Yeah, 85%. Cool. So, yeah, I'll be honest. I don't regret this lifestyle. I really don't. But I honestly feel like in America alone, at least, we are a culture, and I hate to say this, we are a culture. I'm talking about Americans in general. Have you made it? Yes. We are a culture that basically loves to slander and basically, for lack of better words, we like to annihilate other cultures. What I mean by that, if you go to Germany, for example, the hobos there, I can't remember the German word for them, um, they're thriving. I mean, they got literal like guilds for other hobos. And Germany and the surrounding countries, they love them. You know, it's a pretty big movement over there. In Australia, the swagmen, there's very little of them left, but Australia, they treat them very good. It's like hell, John the Highwayman. He's been on the road since like the mid '70s, and I mean he's basically an Australian icon. So because of that, it's like here in America, if you look at the history of hoboing, you know, I feel like when it first started off, I think people were somewhat alright with it, but then as time went on, especially up to the 30s and 40s, I mean, and these laws are still active to this day. There was literally laws that they wrote back then that if you were, quote unquote homeless or whatever, which I never considered myself homeless. If you were homeless or a vagabond or traveler or whatever, they can literally arrest you for vagrancy and throw you in jail or prison or whatever for however long they want. And that alone is irating because you know everybody should have the right and the freedom to travel. In my opinion, as long as it's done for moral reasons and you're not out hurting people, then you should be able to travel. But we live in a society now, especially these days, where they can't even tell the difference between a actual homeless person, or a homebum as we call them, and a hobo like myself. So it's gotten to the point where, like, just the other day we were down in 2 states away, and excuse me, um, there was this lady. I always have my headphones on when I'm walking. There was this lady literally chasing us down. She had been like in her 50s or early 60s or whatever. And finally, I stopped and I realized the dogs were trying to pull me towards her. So I looked over to her, and long story short, she made it seem like we were, homeless and living on the streets, which in reality, we are houseless, living on the road. Two totally different things. And she just could not, for the life of her, figure out the difference. There is a difference, in my opinion, especially when you watch that early 90s special that George Carlin did. There is a difference between being homeless and being houseless. The only difference is I work, and homeless people, for the most part, there are homeless people that do work, but there's others that would rather, stand at street corners holding cardboard signs, and I'm not for that. So, you know, the way we are received, I do feel like I've met a lot of good people in the last couple months, but in a total, I just don't feel like it's really safe to be doing this anymore. It's another reason why I want to get off the road. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. I'm still gonna be making videos, obviously. I can't not make videos, but I think my future videos, especially probably towards the end of this year and start next year, it's probably mainly going to be more geared towards bushcraft and survivalism again, rather than the traveling aspect of life. Due to the fact that, again, I'm just not going to be on the road. So, anyways, I'm going to get off here. Thank you for watching. Texas Roadrunner out. If I can get this thing going. There we go. Yes.